There you go. So, hey guys, I hope you guys are doing well. I'm with Derek again. So, hey Derek, and today we wanted to talk about perspective and abundance. And we actually wanted to start off with this quote by Wayne Dyer, and it says, "If you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change." So, pretty powerful quote. And yeah, and we wanted to start off with the question of how do we change the way we look at things? So, Derek, what is your perspective on that?
Yeah. So the question being, how do we create this abundant mindset? How do we change our perspective? We've all heard, hey, just look at it differently. But how can we actually begin to be in a capacity to look at something in a different way? I would say this depends on the individual. So some individuals may identify with more of a sitting or seated meditation. Some may really benefit from some of Eckhart Tolle's readings or his writings. Like The Power of Now suggests if we can be still and listen to our thoughts and not try to control them, but just see them as things that kind of come and go in the wind as they enter our brain. And any neuroscientist would tell you that each thought is actually an electrical impulse. So allowing the impulse to kind of boom pass through without having it take control of you is a really good step. Now, meditation is not the only path. Some people will find or will even claim that their form of meditation is whether it's exercise or music or anything else that can get you sort of out of your head a bit, or at least in a place where you can take a step back. And I believe it was Ram Dass that said something very similar about our thoughts. Could you elaborate on that? You were just telling me.
Yeah. So even adding to that too, like before I kind of get into the Ram Dass, like it is taking a step back. And there's so many ways to do that. And I wanted to add how journaling is such a great way to take a step back from the way that you're looking at things and to take a step back and see the other ways to look at things. But yeah, like Ram Dass in one of his meditations, he says to watch your thought like a leaf falling from a tree and just let it go. And after the meditation I was pondering on it and I was like, oh yeah, like a lot of the times with our thoughts, they fall from a tree and we chase after them. Where is the tree gonna, or where is the leaf gonna land? Is it gonna sink into the water? And where is it gonna go? And we get so obsessed with it. And I was pondering on it, and I was like, oh, it's letting it go and being aware of the moment and of the abundance that is around you, right? Because in that moment when we let go of the leaf, we can realize what's in front of us, like the sun and the bright flowers, or even the littlest details of an ant on the tree, And
Yeah.
I was pondering on it, and I was like, oh, like that's how abundance comes into place, where you see that there's so much more, and you don't get stuck on that thought or that story or that leaf,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and of
Mm-hmm.
course, it's so easy to get stuck. It's easy to get stuck in these cyclical loop patterns our brain will create, as our brain and our mind is designed to seek out problems and fix them. So, with our minds, it's this beautiful brain that we have. If we don't give it a direction, it will find its own direction and it'll just run on our autopilot. So if we can start to be conscious of what material we're consuming, even if it's something you think you're tuning out, but it's still you're still receiving that into your brain. Um, it can eventually spill out into all areas of your life. So if you're sleeping with, say, a TV on, and there are advertisements that run based on telling you what you don't have and how you have to buy something so that you will feel good, those kind of subliminal things can enter and permeate your subconscious mind while you're sleeping. So as we can become more aware of what stimuli are present in our life, we can start to decide, okay, I want this stimuli in my life. Like maybe it's this beautiful, wonderful friend I have who always has nice things to say and seems to reflect on themselves a lot, rather than someone who perhaps always seems to be creating almost just a more pessimistic person, or a television program, or something that's not serving you anymore. That's the main thing here, is determining what is serving me and what is not serving me, and also just kind of being real and honest with yourself, that all stimuli do have an effect, rather than, oh, I can handle that. Because reality is, yes, you're strong enough, you can handle it, but you don't have to. You don't have to waste all this energy on handling these things. In fact, you can start to decide to consume material, whether it be on YouTube or seeking out different uh, programs or speeches or talks in person, and you can allow this to start to become your new reality. What's even more, I would like to speak a bit on the benefits of exercise. We don't even need to get into food at this point, but just on starting your day with a morning routine. Many people just find meditation fine. I find for myself personally, I really benefit if I get active in the morning, especially whether I've had a bad sleep or not, rain or shine, whether I'm doing indoors or outdoors. Outdoors is always the best to get that fresh oxygen, that sense of freedom early in the day can go a long way. And not just that, but by being active, you start to hack your brain's biochemistry, allowing you to, like, for one, if you set a task, just a simple task like go for a run, or go for a walk in the park or walk on the beach. You do that task and you set it. You've now got dopamine rushing into your brain, similar like completing a quest on a video game. And what's more is, as you exercise, and if you take in sunlight, if you're communicating with your breath, which is something we do naturally, in oxygen, out carbon dioxide with trees and plants, you will start to create and release more serotonin in your body. And if anyone knows what that is, it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
So there are all sorts of things we can do to get into an abundant mindset. And writing a list, like you said, journaling's helped me so much. I'm someone who never journaled in the past, and now I journal every day. And something as simple, switching your mindset, even in the morning. And I'll say this, I am definitely someone that struggles right when I wake up. And I've learned that the only solution I've found to this is to switch it right away, whether it's turn on a YouTube video within like 10 seconds, just on my phone, like look up abundance, gratitude, something. Even if it doesn't sound good, I'm starting to be exposed to those things, and they're subliminally beginning to program my new reality. Another thing I will do is I'll write down a list I am grateful for. Even if I don't feel grateful, I might feel angry that something jarred me away, but I'll start with that list. And I'll usually start with, okay, I have legs, or I have, oh, I'm able to breathe. Like, I get to experience life. And as I start writing this, it only takes a matter of seconds before, as your brain starts to get out of these other patterns and into these new patterns you've now created for yourself. So
Tony Robbins actually
yeah.
too, where when he started off with his career and just self-growth, he would tell himself certain mantras of like, I believe in myself, like I believe that I'm this and that I'm that, and that even though he felt like shit, as the day went on, there was a shift in him, you know, and there was a shift in his mind, and how he felt more energized, and how he felt more light, and totally work. So even mantras or affirmations, like in the mornings, or even when you're doing yoga or running, like I know, like I've done that too, where I go running and I have affirmations in my head. And even here, actually at home, like I'm staying with my friend Carla and Brad, and we put affirmations in our bathroom or in their bathroom. It's my home now, but we have like, I am wanted, I am acknowledged, you are not alone, I am loved, you know, and we're even using that as practice when we're in the bathroom brushing our teeth, like just anywhere you can put these affirmations, right? Or even taking the time to sit with your stillness and write them down and soak in them.
It's incredible how much an affirmation can help us. What's also really incredible is the sheer power of our minds when we are utilizing it to its full capacity, which I would argue many of us are not, simply because we are struggling for the word here. That's okay. I'll go into the next thing about switching.
Actually, we have maybe a minute.
Oh, really? Okay.
Wanted to anything or your last thoughts with it? I know we can fun.
Yeah. I mean, I guess just wrapping it up, like taking a step back, finding a way to take a step back. And maybe the most important is some days we won't be feeling 100, we'll be feeling horrible, absolutely horrible, and being realistic with that, not saying, I need to feel grateful. You may not feel grateful, you may feel terrible, and maybe your journal entry will say, I don't feel good, but that's okay. And by saying that, you're communicating with love to yourself. It's okay that I'm not feeling great. And remembering when you are in a space of gratitude, you can even exponentially double that by saying, I'm grateful to be experiencing gratitude, because you won't always be able to be in that.
Yeah. I'm really happy that you mentioned that, because it's about honoring our feelings too when we feel frustrated, when we feel angry, and not just trying to push that under the rug. You know, so that's a really good point. And journaling that out too, you know, or like running to that feeling and honoring that human part of you as well. But awesome. Okay, so thank you so much for being with me.
Yeah, it's easy to get so excited about all this. Thanks for having me on board today.
Yeah, of course. Okay, much love, guys. Share your thoughts or whatever you guys have in mind. Yeah. Much love. Bye. Yeah.